Hey guys, this is your boy Markcoos, and as you can see, Markcoos Mafia, it's back. MLO is back, and basically it's quite not ironic, but basically just hit 2,000 subscribers. So I was like, well, might as well make an MLO video. I actually played a lot of games, and I only include 3 in this match, but there are going to be another 2 episodes coming out over the space of the next week. Basically, I'm going to try and do at least 3 episodes of MLO a week. Maybe do a little bit less Master League as usual and all that sort of stuff, but basically, let's get into this first game, and it was against a guy who basically had already got his thing all sorted. Like, basically, I only played 4 games of MLO before the update, and I not really enjoyed it much. And it had only been 1 episode because, like, I tried to play another game, it didn't work, and it just kept pissing me off. So, against this guy, and he was playing with an Arsenal sort of side, and from the kickoff, I was like, alright, I'll get used to the game again, because I basically had to get used to it completely all over again, because I've not played with the default team in quite a while. But literally, from the first minutes of the match, Pereira gets the ball from Myram. Volheim does not stop it. Eva Gesic comes out and absolutely takes out Victor Montano, who hits the post. And I was like, well, fair enough. Like, it's a penalty. But I mean, I didn't actually ask Eva Gesic to actually attack him. So I was a bit pissed off, really. He takes a penalty, he scores the penalty, and I was like, right then. So I've noticed a lot of people do a lot of the through ball, because the through ball is still just as lethal as it was. It's just a lot less, like, not everyone is as fast as they should be. So it's a little bit more even. I wouldn't say even, because there are games where I've absolutely dominated the people, and I've played like offline, of course, and I've played games where I've basically dominated people by just doing the through ball. But as you can see, Markcoos Mafia doesn't have a proper kit or anything. It'll probably be like that for the new 3 episodes which I'm bringing out, because of the fact I've not really had time to do all the editing. But in the 47th minute, it's come close. Nearly got a goal there. Unfortunately, can't get it through, but I've noticed that a lot of the game is a little bit glitchy here. Not glitchy, but I mean, it's a bit retarded. Pacini gives the ball away, gives it straight to Samal, and the hack Samal got a red card and all that sort of stuff. But you'll notice that my pass completion percentage, I was going on about this a lot last year, that like a lot of people had like 38 and stuff. My lowest so far has been 54. And I was like, well, that's a bit dreadful, but I think it's just down to the fact that I attack loads. I really take my chances and risks and stuff like that. So it's like, when you actually see the stats, it seems that I've like dominate the games in terms of shooting, not possession, but dominate in terms of shooting, pull out counter-attacking football, whatnot. But 7 minutes on the clock, gets through on goal with Miram. Thinking, oh well, it's going to be a goal. He chips the keeper. For some reason, the keepers just don't react to chip shots. It's really unbelievably weird. And that was that. So second, like third loss technically, but really 2 of them have been disconnections, and the other one was this one. But I mean, that guy really dominated. He had 12 shots, 5 on target, everything like that. So Van den Berg was man of match for him, so centre back. So it's just like, well, is that really fair? But yeah, I also, as you can notice in the background, it is the in-game audio, not me having put out some music, because, well, you all asked for it, so that was that. So of course, in this episode we have 3, and in the other 2 episodes you'll have 2 matches compared to this one, which has 3. But in the next match, we face a guy from most likely Russia. I'll give a guess, because of his Man City isn't saying Man City, it's saying Man Monoi. Well, that's why I would pronounce it, but it's probably is City in Russian. But basically, we kicked off more or less the same sort of team. Coimbra in defence, this time in defence midfield instead of Miram. And in the 8th minute of the match, Volheim on the ball, plays a nice ball through to Galaska. Galaska through on goal, takes 1 touch, gets a shot away, and the keeper makes an absolutely fantastic save. So, getting sort of away with it. Hologoya, whatever his name is, takes a shot, and it's a bit wide. But I've sort of noticed that there are some players who are really good and some players who are absolutely dreadful. Glasgow's absolutely amazing, as is Manandinho, but in the 18th minute, I get a corner kick, fortunately, from El Magohat, and Jack Ramak actually takes it, and he hits it into the near post, and I'm figuring out that the near post is unbelievably overpowered, as Van Boord scores a header, and I was like, well, nice, okay, pretty decent. So in the 23rd minute, I'm thinking, well, I'll try and keep going with this. So Glasgow takes a free kick, hits into Manandinho, he actually chests it down, skins past El Magahat, passes it straight to Pacini. Makavshar gets it back, the Scottish left back, takes a shot, and the keeper just should save that, but you know how it is in PES, they like to concede it near post. So 2-0 to me, and in the 37th minute, Makavshar for him gets down on the left-hand side, crosses it in low. I think it was Eva Gesic in goal, did a pretty decent job. He really should have scored it from the Troglo, not sure how he missed that, and Eva Gesic just throws it out. But I notice that a lot of the things people are more or less playing the same sort of way, but like, it's not a lot of just spamming the through ball. You can't really do. I'm not facing anyone so far who's just spammed the through ball. It's sort of, you have to let the player make a run first. But as you can see, my pass completion is 67%, pretty dreadful. But I mean, I am playing with what could be considered as a complete default side, so I mean, that's sort of fair enough. In the 51st minute here, Samras gets through on goal. Samras should score, and Samras does score. So he scored, and I was like, well, this make it a bit more difficult. And in the 53rd minute, I get through on goal with Menandinho, and I should have scored, but for some ridiculous reason, I get a shot away. Keeper makes an absolutely fantastic save from the corner, and nothing came of it. And then in the last minutes of the match, I literally did the most stupidest thing I've ever done in my life. When Koiber gets on the ball here, plays through ball, gets to Holligu, and Holligu should score this, and his keeper makes an absolutely fantastic save. But from that, he gets off Jack Mermack, and he runs forward for a little bit. I should really stop him, but the ball just goes straight through El Mugahat, goes straight to Mitroglou, and I was like, no, but Jack Mermack comes back, tries to get a foul, tries to give a foul away, tries to get the ball, doesn't really get it. And that was that. I mean, I was really fortunate that I didn't lose that game or draw that game 2-2, or maybe even lost the game, considering that we had the same shots on terms of on target as well. But I had more pass completion. Basically, I took my chances more, and Markcoos actually got man match, considering that he did score the winning goal. So from that game, we actually got, of course, like as you usually do, now we actually have a proper rating system back, because of the first game was still trying to establish what my original rating system was going to be. Got my pre-match total assist point, total asset points, and all that sort of stuff, and it's a little bit different this year. I'll have to get back into playing it again, but hey, it's actually really weird for that I'm at 2,000 subscribers. Absolutely fantastic. I'll actually have another video out probably soon, which will most likely be for the 2,000 subscribers, like celebration sort of thing. But into the last match of this episode, and it was against a guy who had Antistiga CF, and he had Victor Montano and Impella, like the sort of people you expect to face in PES 2013. Impella, absolutely ridiculous player, but you know, 10th minute of the match, Volheim gets on the ball here, gets to Menandinho takes a shot, and Leisenthal saves it. And Azor noticed that Leisenthal is a much better goalkeeper than Iva Gesic, but I think the stats actually say it the other way around, that Iva Gesic is actually the better goalkeeper. But for some reason, I've always found that Leisenthal is always a bit more reliable, and sort of shows off in this match, because I absolutely dominated this guy. Like, genuinely, the first half is all me. Like, yeah, I do get, like, I'm a bit fortunate there, get the shot away, and Castolas, he's a good player, but my god, his finishing is not as good as it should be. Considering that he's meant to be like the next Castolo, he's not very good at finishing, or maybe I'm not very good at finishing, but probably I'm not very good at finishing. But Galaska takes the corner kick literally in the last minutes of the half, hits it in, and Big Menandinho comes from the front and scores. So he scores 1-0 to me, basically coming up to half-time, and that was a half-time score. So 1-0 to me, and I was like, well, fair enough, okay, it's not too bad. But playing alright, let me see how many shots, had 10 shots now on target, playing some good passing as well, like 70%, he's only had 60%, 0 shots, well, 1 shot from him, 0 on target, so I'm not playing too badly. But then, literally, this game is probably the biggest troll thing I've ever seen. Volum gives the ball away, gives it straight, and Menandinho gets it. And I was like, well, I'll just mark the other guy. So, try and mark it, and El Magaha, instead of going for a ball, makes Impella get through on goal. Impella takes a shot, and Impella scores. And this was with Iva Gesic in goal. And I was a bit pissed off, because Iva Gesic just did not really try and save that attempt. And then here, I sort of try and play an offside trap. It doesn't really work. But Volum comes back, Menandinho gets the ball through, and Menandinho scores. And I was like, my god, the most ridiculous sort of player ever. Because this guy was like, he was extremely clinical really, he only had 2 shots on target the full game. I should have scored there with Castolas, I don't know how the hell I missed that. In the last minutes I was going a little bit mental in terms of my fouling, and I lost the second game this episode. Not very good in terms of winning, but look at that, I had 11 shots, 9 on target, my pass completion did go down to 68%, and Leisenthal actually got man of match. So from that, I was like, alright, this is going to be a bit piss taking, because ratings, of course, going down and ratings going up and all that sort of stuff. But basically, I noticed that El Magaha is absolutely dreadful, so I got rid of him and brought in some guy called Roderick. I think I showed you that at the start of the next episode, actually, because this episode I just sort of waited it out, because I wanted to see, like, if anyone actually really watched this, and most likely, only every single one of you will end up watching this, or whoever's active will watch it, because it was my most popular series last year, and I have a feeling it'll probably be my most popular series this year. So, the Markcoos Mafia is back, and the thumbnail's actually coming out in, like, 2 seconds' time. And basically, I just wanted to know if you have any other sort of things. I don't really want recommendations for players, because I sort of just think that's a bit ridiculous that you just tell me what the best players to buy. So, staying away from that. Basically, just write how much you want this to come back. I'll try and get at least 3 times a week, maybe twice a week at a minimum, at least twice a week. But if I can't do it twice a week, I'll probably go down to once a week, but I'll at least be able to try and get it out, because MLO is finally back and you're all going to enjoy it so much. So if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe to my channel for more, and catch you later.